again, everybody. We're still in the start of January. It has been quite a busy week this week. We've had Mrs. Coral Sea, her name's Holly. She's flown in from Western Australia to do some things with myself and the Mrs. Australia group over this weekend. Yesterday we were very fortunate enough to sit down and have some pageant training, which has been absolutely brilliant. So we sat down with the Mrs. Australia group and we got to hear about the previous winners. We've got 2008 Danielle, she did her Mrs. Globe pageant in America, and 2009 Kylie, she got to do hers over in Slovakia. So we got to hear their stories, hear what it was like for them, and it was really wonderful to get their advice. And Holly and I sat down when we caught up today, and we're just like, wow, it's really revved us both up, and we're looking forward to it. I know it's still 8 months away and there's a lot we have to do in the meantime, but we both can't wait to get there and represent the greatest country in the world, and along with that get some amazing things up and running in Australia that are going to help and benefit women and young teens and adults as well. And today we sat down and we did some things for the WIN Foundation. Now, you don't know much about the WIN Foundation. It's been launched over the last year or so, and it's all about supplying and providing education and recovery programs for women, young teens and adults at the moment. And everywhere from women who have dealt with domestic abuse, it's about restoring the emotional system and empowering women again. And there's another side of it also, and that's what we got to see today, and that's the Raise Your Standards program. Now that's being launched in Australia currently at the moment, and it's for the teens and young adults, and it's all about educating young women on alcohol abuse and the things that come along with that, like poor decision making, putting yourself in situations that are not so great, and even right down to injury. So it was really wonderful to go through all of that, and it's not just about that, it's also about reminding women and empowering these young girls that if there is circumstances or situations that are not making them comfortable, or there's people that are not treating them properly, they have every right and they should believe in themselves to stand up and say, do you know what, I deserve better in life than this, and I don't accept this treatment. And it's been really wonderful. So for myself, being a mother of a beautiful little girl, I would love to see the WIN Foundation become a household name in Australia. And I'd love to know that by the time she hits high school, she's going to have access to these programs. And I'd really love to help out some of the young women, because obviously teenage years can be quite a tough time, and trying to keep up with everyone else, but realistically sometimes you can make decisions that are not the best. So we'd really love to install this feeling in these young girls that they've got the ability to make wonderful decisions in their life, and just because other people are doing things doesn't mean that they have to do them too. So that was absolutely wonderful to sit down. We actually got to Skype in with Rachel, she's the WIN ambassador for Australia, and catch up with some of the Mrs. Australia girls. So I really enjoyed that today. It's not over. We've actually got a radio interview coming up on Monday. So one of the Melbourne radio stations here, Holly and I are going to go again with the Mrs. Australia group and just have a chat about some of the things we're doing over the next year and what's coming up for us and how we're feeling about it all. So I have had a few girls contact me in regards to the Mrs. Australia 2011 finals already. Congratulations, girls. I've heard that some of you have already found out your finalists, and I know that not everyone's been announced yet. I know that's the first stage of it. So if you've entered in and you're waiting to hear back, please don't worry. I know that they haven't got back to everyone yet. They're doing it in stages. So please keep checking your emails. I don't know quite how long it's going to take for them to do that, but if you haven't heard back yet, don't worry about that. I thought you might like to have a little look at this. This is the crown that Mrs. Australia wins. So this is my crown. I got crowned at Federation Square in Melbourne back in August. It's an absolutely beautiful crown, and last year Mrs. Philanthropy also won the same crown, and the previous winners have these ones as well. So it's absolutely beautiful. There we go, have a little look at that one. So yes, that's the crown you're vying for. So not only is it about winning a crown and a sash and a holiday, but you're also going to have the chance and the ability to impact on other women's lives and help getting these programs out and raise some awareness in regards to domestic abuse, and that it's not acceptable, and also being able to inspire young women and help them make better decisions in life. So It's very, very exciting. So once again, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for listening and taking the time. If you do have any questions, feel free to message me on Facebook. You can find me. My name's Nikki Eastmuir, or you can find my finalist page, or better still, in regards to finals for next year, the best people to talk to are the Mrs Australia group. So you're probably better off, they know all the information. I'm not quite sure what's going on with next year's finals, so you're better off speaking to them. So once again, thanks for listening. I hope you know, you're going to enjoy this journey that we're going on, and you know, it's going to be wonderful to share it with you. So I thank you for taking the time to hear about everything that's going on. So thank you very much for listening.